Hello everyone, this is my teaser video for this coming Sunday, February 23rd. And I just want to ask a simple question. Have you been around or do you know people who make things more complicated than they need to be? I think we all can answer yes to that question. And I've been, for the ERC, I was the chairman of the Evangelism Commission, and I actually taught classes on evangelism. To pastors and to lay people and how to change culture. And I reference a lot of good books that talk about how you can have those type of conversations. I mentioned them from the pulpit here at Pembroke also. But we're going to look at the book of Acts, which is the Acts of the Disciples and when the church was growing at its finest. And we're going to look at an example from Paul, who was probably one of the best at telling people about Jesus and growing the church, as he seemed to plant a church everywhere he went. So we're going to look at Acts chapter 17, verses 1 through 9. Acts chapter 17, verses 1 through 9. And as you read these 9 verses or 10 verses, I want you to look and see how Paul approached the whole idea of talking to people about Jesus. And then as you see his approach, what are the results? Because we can probably expect the same type of results that Paul got as far as talking to people about Jesus. And then at the very end, verses 5 through 9, you kind of hear a mob and getting riled up. And so my question is, why did the mob get riled up? Was it anything Paul said or taught or did? Or was it some other reason? Those are the type of things that when we talk about sharing with Jesus or talking to people about Jesus, we can probably expect the same type of responses that Paul saw, and we probably can see people getting upset for some of the same reasons. But I want you to think about what's holding you back. A lot of people, when they talk about why they don't talk about Jesus, they're afraid people are going to ask them questions they don't know. They're afraid people are going to say they're not interested. And those are all things that can possibly get inside your head. But again, why do we have those doubts? Are we making it more complicated than it needs to be? Than it needs to be? If you're afraid of someone saying they're not interested or afraid of saying no, that's going to eliminate you asking a lot of people a lot of questions. You only ask anybody to help anything, because if you're afraid someone's not interested or going to say no, then guess what? You're never going to ask. So what's holding you back? How does Paul approach it? What are the results of Paul's approach? And are these approaches still relevant today? I think they are. And I think if you look at this passage and see how Paul does evangelism, it's the same way. It hasn't changed. So I look forward to seeing everyone on Sunday. We'll go over this during my sermon or my Sunday school class. Until then, take care and be safe.